in the last round, and I think the judges made the correct decision.
Referee, was this your toughest test?
Not at all. I think my toughest opponent is myself. We train and we practice for executing what we are told to do. And honestly, I think tonight it took me a little longer to execute that. But I got it done.
Where do you think you are right now?
As far as what, my rankings?
Correct, in terms of the process of wanting to compete and getting a shot for a championship.
I think it speaks for itself. He was a competitor against Terrence Bud Crawford. It went the distance. I stopped him. The talent speaks. I believe I'm ready for another step up, but we're going to take it slow. I want to thank Charlie. I want to thank God. I want to thank my family because they've been my #1 supporters.
How's your dad doing? We know it's been a very difficult time, and we had a chance to speak to him before the fight, Al Bernstein and Moro and Abner. How's he doing, and how's his mental state particularly?
Emotionally, he bouncing back. Like I said, the proof is in the pudding. How would you feel if your foot got amputated? If you had sugar diabetes, if you was going through trials and tribulations, and you still had a family to look over, and navigate through a lot of rough times just to make them successful. That's a man's job. That's a miracle in the making, and he's doing it. He's staying strong, and I appreciate him for that.
You had tremendous compassion before the fight and also after the fight for what Viktor is going through back in his homeland, being separated from his twins and his wife and the war that's going on. Does it make it difficult to compete when you know your opponent, while he may not be distracted in the ring, it just has so much going on, and you put your place in his shoes?
Does it make it difficult for me? Not at all. We're in a hurt business. But I do take my hat off to him because he got his family at home. His bombing is going on. He's at war. His family, his country is at war, literally. But when we step into this square, it's our jobs as participants to block all of that out and be tunnel vision because this man is coming to hurt me and I'm coming to hurt him.
Congratulations. Terrific effort.
Thank you.
All right. There's something strange at work here.
What's happening, boxing fans? It's your boy, Pool Kind of Boxing, coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing minds. We just watched Gary Antuanne Russell. He's one of those Russell boys, Gary Russell Sr. He put out a family that's full of talented fighters, and Gary Antuanne Russell is just one of them. And he fought Viktor Postol, and we all know Viktor Postol from fighting Terrence Crawford. He lost that fight, but he's back in the day, Viktor Postol was considered a very, very talented and almost intimidating type figure, even though he was just a pure boxer. But because of his skills and his ring intelligence, he was that dude to avoid. A lot of people say Danny Garcia avoided Viktor Postol and moved up to 147 because of Viktor Postol. And then Terrence Crawford came along and dominated Viktor Postol and made him look silly up in there, show him that he really don't have no skills against an athletic black fighter. But, the bar is still high when it comes to beating Viktor Postol. And he's that step-up gatekeeper, that brings you to make sure that you belong in the upper echelon at 140. So, Gary Antuanne Russell, they fought, and he looked great. The skills, the speed, the double jab, getting on the inside of Viktor Postol and slapping him with that left and right hook. He was doing that all night long. The thing that got on my nerves was that they kept talking about Viktor Postol. Anytime he got in a couple of jabs or he get the uppercut, we all know that Viktor Postol at this time is just regular peanut butter. It's peanut butter without the jelly. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knows that you need jelly with peanut butter. You know what I'm saying, to be really working with something. I mean, yeah, you can eat peanut butter sandwich, but it's a little dry. It's missing something. It's missing that jelly. And that's what's up with Viktor Postol, you know what I'm saying? But the thing that got on my nerve was that all the commentators, they kept talking about Viktor Postol. They was talking about the Ukrainian war. They was talking about the people that was there to support him against Gary Russell, while Gary Russell, meanwhile, was going in there. He was going to the body, you know what I'm saying, with that stiff jab. He was doing work, and they were just ignoring it, talking about Viktor Postol and his background, talking about Viktor Postol, you know what I'm saying, his skills, and he was getting his ass whipped in the ring at the same time that they was talking all this, irrelevant stuff about Viktor Postol. Viktor Postol, he's gonna get it. He's got a better rhythm. He did better this round that he lost. You lost that round. Why are you talking about how he got a better rhythm, but he got his ass whipped that round, right? So that was getting on my nerves, you know what I'm saying? While Russell was, beaten. It was a good contentious fight, you know what I'm saying? Up till but Gary Russell probably won 9 of the 9, you know what I'm saying, of the rounds, you know what I'm saying? Wait, I think it was a 10 round. I can't remember how many rounds it was. But I know Gary Russell won the majority of the rounds, and he looked good doing it because he was catching Viktor Postol, you know what I'm saying, with some great power punches. It was stopped in the 10th, which I believe was the last round. It was stopped in the 10th, and the crazy thing is, even though I believe Gary Russell dominated the fight, I don't think the stoppage was fair. You know what I'm saying? I think Viktor Postol could have made it to the end, but I guess because of all the bad calls and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? They went ahead and stopped it for Gary Russell. But Viktor didn't look like he was that hurt, and I thought that Gary did a really great job of listening to his corner, his brother Gary Russell. He told him to start. He's looking for he was saying that Viktor Postol was looking for that left hook. He made an adjustment to look for that left hook, and he told him to start using the right. And man, when he came in there with that right, that's when he started getting better results. Viktor Postol, didn't know what was happening. He couldn't adjust that fast to the right hook. And, Gary had to went to that body, tenderized that body enough to where Viktor Postol was diminished, and then he started getting caught clean. But the focus of the commentators, it was all about Viktor Postol and, what he was doing in the fight, while Gary Russell was just like a construction worker in there, just going to work. And he seemed like he was a little eager in there. Viktor Postol did catch him with some counter punches, but it was kind of like wet noodle punches because he couldn't keep Gary Russell at bay. When he did start getting a little range and looked like he might have won maybe 1 or 2 rounds, boy, the praise that came from Showtime was ridiculous. Oh, Viktor Postol, you know what I'm saying? You can't mess with Viktor Postol. But I'm like, man, don't y'all see Gary is winning, the majority of the round? You know what I'm saying? So that got on my nerves. And then, every time they mention Gary, they talk to Gary Russell about winning the fight, they always bring up his daddy foot. What is the deal with diabetes and his daddy foot? I don't care what interview you go to, it's like, what about your daddy foot? You know what I'm saying? And Gary was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? How would you, you know what I'm saying, feel, you know what I'm saying, if your foot got cut off and, you know what I'm saying, he's just dealing with it. He's a man. I love how those brothers talk, those 5%ers with that 5% wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It's all about pro-black. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, staying on code. It's all about, saying, just confronting the propaganda. It just cuts through all that and boxes it out. and just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So them dudes, them brothers right there are real brothers. You know, none of that fake stuff, and you know, the well spoken. And you know what I'm saying? He went out there and he did what he had to do to Viktor Postol, made him look like a regular, you know, just a regular good solid fighter. But you know, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, Gary Russell showed that, you know what I'm saying, he's a notch, maybe a couple of notches above Viktor Postol, because he couldn't handle the activity. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the youth, maybe because Viktor Postol is 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? He looked good. He did he looked good for 38 because he could do what he can do. He couldn't really take over the fight. He couldn't become the aggressor. He had to wait on what Gary was doing, and he was still getting shellacked with left hooks and rights and stabs to the body. And I'm glad. I'm sure Viktor Postol was glad when that fight was over. You know what I'm saying? Because Gary Russell looked like a little Tasmanian devil in there, and you can see it all over Viktor Postol's face. And Eddie Roach, you know what I'm saying? He just be selling the fight. You know, he was talking about how Viktor Postol was going to school Gary Russell, and you know, we already knew that was cap. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, he said the same thing when Pacquiao fought Ugas, and you know what I'm saying? You know, so his his opinion, you know, is about as shaky as that condition he got. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just a little fucked up. That's all I'm saying. You know, he always gonna say something in favor of his fighter. Every now and then, you know, Eddie Roach will say some honest shit, but in the end, you know what I'm saying, you know, Gary Russell is on his way to the top. I think he's gonna need to tighten up on his defense. You know what I'm saying, for sure. Because if he get in there with somebody who can crack, it's gonna be lights out Tony for him. And you know, if he gets that defense together and he gets that offense to defense transition going, it's gonna put him up there. I mean, he's already one of the elites at 140. I believe he'll give, you know, I believe he could beat Josh Taylor after this performance that he just gave us, and I believe he could beat. It would be a good fight between him and Regis. That would be a good one. I mean, I don't know who could, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, Gary Russell can brawl, he can box, you know what I'm saying, he's got a good ring IQ. So that would be really good fight, you know, between those two. I would love to see him fight Montana Love. That would be a great fight. But, you know, congratulations to Gary Antuanne Russell for you know, carrying himself and his family, representing, you know what I'm saying, out there on the boxing scene. And you know, he, you know, now is a part of the upper echelon at 140, and I look forward to seeing his next fight. But that's all I got. This has been Full Count Out Boxing. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. You know, you are my boxing brothers. And like I always say, law don't go right here, law dog. It's that. See you guys in the next one. Peace.